Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out Hubris. This is one of my favorite style of games to play. This is one of those first-person exploration games that is just basically a calm, tranquil walk through a bunch of beautiful colors and interesting geometric structures. This is my first time seeing this, and this has been out for almost a year, and I hadn't even heard of it until just the other day when I happened to stumble upon a list of like the top 10 most interesting experimental games. I'm not sure how experimental this concept is at this point, but still, it's one of my favorite things to look at for the show, and almost always results in me having a favorable impression. I mean, there's not really much you can do wrong when it comes to just making a tranquil and interesting looking space. I don't know, maybe it's the architecture nerd in me or something that really enjoys this type of thing, but pretty much every time I've done it, I've always enjoyed it. I mean, I'm already getting vibes of, like, Journey a little bit, which anytime that Journey is evoked, it's a good time in general. But, like, if you think back to some of the older episodes I've done, Proteus and Trip specifically, those are some of my favorite episodes to do ever, and my goodness, that is pretty. Oh, wow. So we've got a game running in the Unreal Development Kit here, which means that we're sort of destined to come across some pretty cool lighting effects and stuff, and when you see the lighting combined with the color and the very bold but still interesting looking texture work. I mean, it's bold, it's simple, it's actually quite flat. So really texture work maybe isn't the right word to use, but there is actually quite a bit of texture going on somehow anyway. I'm not sure what's causing that. It may be some sort of a diffuse effect, like maybe the lights getting diffused strangely on this wall, or maybe it's actually just artifacting. But I don't want to revel in that, what may end up being a glitch for very long. So, I mean, look at that. That's quite pretty. All these little details, these cubes that are offset from the wall in various sizes and shapes. And having done quite a bit of work in the Unreal editor, I know this is a ton of work going through and modifying stuff. I mean, it's not as hard as it could be using some of the other engines, perhaps, but it's a lot of work just going through with the brush tool and, you know, erasing and adding stuff. And these stairs are probably prefab though, so that's a little bit easy. There's actually a tool you can use that you just set the specified size. Oh yeah, you can actually see it right there. You set the distance that you want them to go up and the height of each step, and there is a set interval. I think it's like either 12, 16, or 32 units that you can step up. I think 32 is too high. And this is actually just a cutout square, and you can see where the steps are actually just fit into place. There's a little seam up against the wall. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. There's another one in that further away staircase over there. But the very bright lighting effect actually tends to mask it a little bit on that wall. And looking over on this side, I'm actually getting a little bit of an evocation. The feeling of the Uncharted games is actually coming to me a little bit. The bleached out, like, desaturated color scheme. Also Resident Evil 5 a little bit. That was one of those games that was really into that look. I know I'm taking a freaking forever to walk up these stairs, but I'm just really reveling in the environment, because really what else are you here to do? There aren't any objectives, there's no goal, I don't even know if there's a definitive endpoint, but we're just going to walk through this environment, and when it's over, and we'll move on. But this is always the type of thing, like, this is pretty much the best stuff that I love to find for the show. Oh man, so now we've got some slightly Egyptian theme going on, which is now, of course, going to make me think of Serious Sam. How could I not? Absolutely one of the games that used that theme, kind of beat it over the head a little bit, but still worked pretty well. Look at that beautiful purple fade. This is one of those games, like, I know I've used Proteus for a long time for my inspiration for my channel art, and in fact I've used it pretty directly as that, but I have modified it quite a bit. But still, this is something I could easily see fitting the theme of the channel as well. Not that that really matters, but it's just something that really does inspire me quite a bit is all I'm trying to say. I mean, it's really subtle, but like these little fades of going from the bright sky to a washed out, it looks like a cold stone, and then fading into a purple, which then gets deeper, and it's very rich. And then throw that up against these washed out yellowish greens, and then a bright orange. It's a really beautiful color palette. And there's not a lot of games that I feel like I can really just comment just specifically on their color palette as being so extraordinary. But yeah, this and Proteus are definitely up there. Trip to a lesser extent, as the Trip is a little bit schizophrenic about its approach to color and design. Oh, I think I already walked through the whole thing. Alright, so that was actually substantially shorter than I expected it to be, unfortunately. So it actually kind of stuck us in this black screen, which you couldn't really leave until you Alt-Tab to another window and close the window manually, which is a little strange. I mean, I would have figured in this case that it would have at least, you know, dropped us out to the desktop, which is still not my favorite thing, but still preferable to just kind of locking up on a black screen. Still, not the end of the world. It's just unfortunate. So I'm probably not going to take us back through this whole environment again, but, you know, I think it was worth going through very briefly, and I'm really sad that there's not more to it. I would have loved to keep walking through this very elaborate, very richly detailed setup here. But, you know, we can't always get what we want, and maybe this will go on to inspire someone else to make something similar. I mean, if you can make an environment that's got such a nuanced color scheme like this, it's props to you. Like, seriously, this is beautiful. And now my character seems to be moving on his or her own, which is a little strange. Okay, it stopped. So I got stuck on something. So, I mean, there's not a whole ton else to say, unfortunately. It looks like this is going to be a very short episode, but I did think this was absolutely worth covering. And I feel a little bad that we're probably going to end up under the 10-minute mark. I don't really like to do that too often, but I have had people say that maybe they'd like some shorter episodes too, so I'll mix it up a little bit. But yeah, for those of you out there who are also sorting through the world's worth of indie games, if you ever run into something like this, please let me know. I would absolutely love to cover it on the show. Whether or not there's any actual gameplay other than walking through the environment, if anything, I'll consider this a virtual gallery space. But I absolutely love this kind of thing, so please just send me an email. I'd love to try it out. See if we can make a dive onto one of these shapes. I guess not. At least there's no fall damage. That's good. I bet if you're feeling particularly interested in manipulating this environment a little bit, maybe you could get an impact hammer or something and run around and try and rocket jump your way around. I know that's not the correct terminology, but yeah, get an impact hammer, bounce around a little bit, and see if you can make your way up to the top of this or something. Could be kind of interesting. I'd like to see what's in some of the rest of this. It's probably just blank empty space, but still, you never know. If I was the developer of this, or the creator of this map, I would have also probably made a whole bunch of crazy junk outside of the borders that I didn't expect anyone to see, just for my own entertainment. I thought I could walk out this gate much further than it turned out that I could, which is sad. Yeah, you'll probably not want to really bother going to download this. I mean, you've pretty much seen it all, but if you do want to walk through something for a few minutes, or show someone who's very interested in architecture or art, it was like a 235 40 megabyte file. And of course, as always, the download link is going to be right in the description. So I guess, before I start going in too many circles, we'll wrap this one up. Very, very pretty stuff, Hubris. Go give it a try if you'd like, but if not, I'm glad we got to take this little walk together. And I do look forward to playing another one like it in the future, whenever that may be. I've heard there are a couple of, like, Dear Esther likes that I may have passed up. I don't think that's really a terminology that I'd like, or a vernacular I'd like to coin. Dear Esther likes. It's not very classy sounding, but you never know. Sometimes this stuff takes off. I never thought roguelike would be such a thing, and here it is. Not that I really knew what a roguelike was when rogue was the popular way to use it, but still. Yeah, I came into that stuff a little late. But before, again, this is the last time, so I'm really going to wrap up the episode at this point. So thank you for watching. As always, remember to head on over to the website, which is www.indie-impressions.com. Check out all the videos, old and new. They're sorted by genre. They're all tagged. If you'd like to see them sorted also by distribution method or platform, you can do that as well. You know, you can check out all the Steam games, all the Desera games, all the free games. Pretty much anything that's available that I've covered on the show, I have some sort of a metric to sort it by, so try and make it as convenient as possible for you guys. I love that blue down there, by the way. It's really pretty. And once you're done with the website, facebook.com/indieimpressions, if you'd like to leave a like on that, you'll get every day's new video delivered into your Facebook stream. Makes it nice and convenient so you don't have to come looking for them. And then I also do the occasional contest or just random news update on that channel as well. So if you want to stay apprised with the newest information, just leave a like. It's nice and easy. Takes 2 seconds. That's if you're a Facebook user. Not everybody is, and that's fine. But if you need to get in contact with me for some reason, I do have a contact form right available on the website that I mentioned already, and the links, of course, are also right in the description. But at RockLee Twitter, at RockLeeSmile on Twitter, at RockLee Twitter, right? That's a great name for me. Is the quickest way to get in touch with me. So just want to leave a short message or something, that would be the way to do it. But yeah, any comments, questions, suggestions, criticisms, they're always welcome, and I'm always happy to talk to any of you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back tomorrow for another awesome indie game. Have a lovely night. See you later.